everyone, I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And welcome back to another color class. And today's color class, we are going to be looking at best lipstick shades for you based off the 6 dominant characteristics palette. We did a really cool way to introduce all the different shades and how they fall within all of the 6 different palettes, kind of like on a level, like a scale. So it's a really unique way that we're going to do it today. And I've never seen this done before. So I'm excited. I think it will help all of us really learn how different shades will fall on the 6 dominant characteristics palette as well. Mm-hmm. So not only is this a teaching moment, we also get to look at some of our best lipstick shades. And of course, the lipstick that we were looking at today is a bestseller. And we found this one on Amazon. So of course, we wanted to let you guys know this has 35,000 reviews just on Amazon alone. And it's the L'Oreal Paris Color Rich Original Creamy Hydrating Satin Lipstick.
The name's a little long, but it's a really nice lipstick.
Exactly. And we're a huge fan of hydrating formulas. Of course, we don't want dry, crusty lips. We love a formula that is also rich with, like, this one has argan oil and vitamin E. So it's a nice, creamy, good for the lip formula. And it also provides a little color to punch up your look.
And a fun fact about L'Oreal. We chose L'Oreal because you have asked us to give you information on mass products.
Yes.
L'Oreal is one of those companies that kind of bridge mass and prestige because Lancôme is also owned by L'Oreal's Prestige Products division. So you see a lot of crossover in terms of formula. So I love Lancôme lipsticks, but I love L'Oreal lipsticks. And amazingly, they're made by the same company. The same is true of their mascaras. Everybody knows that Lancôme mascaras are fantastic. Well, L'Oreal mascaras pick up a couple years later all of the best Lancôme formulas. So that's just a fun fact to know about how the cosmetic industry works. And so we can tell you these formulas are very, very high-end feeling, but not high-end costing.
Right. So let's get into the first shade that we found. Now these shades we just did in order, and we also didn't do all of them because there are a ton of shades. Yay. So we split them about half just so we can run through, see if you guys like this kind of video. If you do, then we'll finish up and do the rest of the lipstick shades. So we'll do half now, half later, if you guys enjoy it. So don't forget to comment down below and subscribe since we're talking about it. New YouTube channel here. So we would love to bring you along our color analysis journey. First lipstick, I'm going to let you speak French on this one because...
Maison Marais.
Maybe? Did she nail that? I don't know.
Let us know.
Right, in the comments, thumbs up or thumbs down. But the way that we are doing this is we have our 6 dominant characteristics laid out here. So we have light, deep, warm, cool, soft, and clear. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the kiss print where it kind of falls on the scale. So from light to deep, this shade is a bit deeper. From warm to cool, this shade is cooler. And from soft to clear, since this shade is so rich...
It's very clear.
Right, it falls on the clear side.
In terms of light to deep, that's tonal. Warm to cool, again, that's color temperature. Soft to clear is the one I really wanted to address because soft is a very muted shade versus clear, which is pure pigment.
I wanted to also talk about is these don't have to fall exactly within your palette. So, for instance... For me, I'm going to fall deep, warm, and soft. Now, a lipstick like this, I would probably go with deep, warm, but even if it was a little bit on the clear side, that's fine. Maybe that's a date night out for me. Or maybe I want to punch up my lipstick a little bit. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfectly within your palette. You can kind of have some wiggle room there to, if you want something a little bit more bold, if you want something a little bit more clear. That's okay because, we're talking like daytime to nighttime looks. Perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be exact. Now let's move on to the next one and see what we've got.
Which I love that lipstick shade.
It's beautiful. And this one, Ballerina Shoes. So this one, we have a softer pink. Oh, well, I just gave it away. What is going to happen? This one's going to lean more on the light side because it's not super deep. It doesn't have a lot of intense, rich color. So this is going to fall on the light side. It's also going to fall on the cool side because of the pinky blue undertones. Now imagine if there was like a peach shade next to it. That would have a lot more warmth to it. But this one, because we're talking pink, blue undertones, blue base undertones, that's going to fall on the cool side. And then again, this one isn't as punchy. It's not as vibrant. So it's going to be slightly on the softer side.
Yeah, it's a little muted.
Mm-hmm.
So just for fun, who would, let's describe the person who would wear this particular lipstick. So she would be on the lighter side.
Right. Cool and soft.
Like her hair would be either ash brown or I'm sorry, ash blondish or lighter, maybe ash brown or lighter. Now, she would probably be on the cooler side, so I already mentioned ash, so I gave that away too. So you know, very few red or gold highlights. So maybe ash blonde, very few red or gold highlights, and a softer person. Her eyes and her skin and her hair would kind of all be on the same level-ish.
I'm thinking we recently did like January Jones. Thinking January Jones. Who else would fall within that palette?
Well, many people. Here's something. We're planning a show right now on silver hair.
Oh.
And a big silver hair show. But someone with silver hair, like possibly myself.
Yeah, duh.
And so silver hair, ash blonde hair, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous for you.
Yes. All right, moving on to berry. Oh, goodness, you're going to have to say that one before I butcher it.
Parisienne.
We have on the deeper side. It's not light, so we know it's deep. We also have from warm to cool. This is going to fall on the cooler side because it is more of a blue-based berry shade. And then soft to clear.
Yeah, this is a really... See, I have to say that if I were dressing up for a night out, I would wear it.
Oh, yeah. I think it would actually look really good on you.
Even though it falls on the deep end of the spectrum, we lights can wear deep when we want to dress up and look glamorous.
Have a little bit of a deeper brow to give you a little bit more depth. Put this lipstick shade on.
Absolutely.
This would look beautiful on.
So I'm already putting that on my list of things to go by.
Oh, well, speaking of you, now let's move over to me.
All right, fine.
Blazing Lava. Ooh, so I feel like Blazing Lava definitely...
The name totally tells it all.
Right. That usually means like warmer shade. So we know this is going to be an oranger base lipstick, orangey-er. Is it orangey-er?
Red or orange. And sometimes if something is more red based, you actually can have, it may look warmer as well. Yes. So there's a little bit of orange in there if I were mixing that color, but mostly I would stick with red and then add a little umber.
Well, we skipped over deep, so we know the shade is going to fall into the deeper category. And then soft versus clear. This one's going to fall more towards soft because it's not vibrant. It's not vivid. It doesn't have, it has some punch, but it has depth to it. So, of course, this is falling right into my 6 dominant characteristics because I am deep, I am warm, and I am soft.
Now, let's talk about what would happen when a clear person wears this lipstick. It will look brown. Right. Now, nothing wrong with, there are many people who love brown lipstick, but in this instance, this will probably not be your best choice as far as a lipstick shade because it will look brown on you, and a clear person needs that clear punch of color. And sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed this, but some people wearing brown lipstick tend to look a little like they should be in a morgue. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Sarah's trying to think of a more tactful way to say that because I just say what I say. But
it's definitely gonna bring you down. If you are somebody that has very high contrast features, this will definitely deepen your look. So it's going to look like more of like a horror movie where they have the person wearing a very dark lipstick.
Yeah, but again, see what would concern me about this particular lipstick on a clear is what you always want to do is look healthy. You want to. We say there are no rules. You can choose. You can do whatever you want, but unless it's Halloween or you're trying to look, very.
Yeah, it's definitely going to bring you down.
And the thing is, you can wear a vamp shade, and that's a fashion choice. But if you wear a shade that makes you look less alive, it's not your best choice in terms of a vamp shade. You know what I mean?
And this is also warm and clear, so we don't see a lot of warm, clear people.
Yeah, unless they are light.
Yeah.
Like so a clear spring.
Yeah, you're really not going to come across somebody. It's very.
So just love how muted it is, and know that if you've got clarity, it's going to go brown on you.
Now back to another berry shade, Blushing Berry. Here we go. This one is a little bit on the deeper side. It's very cool of a shade, and it falls more towards soft. Didn't we already have a deep cool? Yes, we talked about this. The one that you said that you would wear. This is very similar to that one.
We've had 3 for me, actually, surprisingly enough. The light one, and then I decided that there was one that would look very red on me, which is totally okay. Yeah. And this one would be great for my everyday.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure these are in alphabetical order, so sorry if we're not giving you a ton.
But again, if you want us to complete them, we will.
Yes, just let us know in the comments. All right, what do we have? Brazil nut. Brazil nuts are really great for your health. They have a ton of selenium if you are interested. But lipstick-wise, let's see. We have light to deep. What are we thinking?
It's medium deep-ish.
Yeah, it's moving in that deeper direction. Somebody who is light wearing this shade, it would look so deep on you. So yes, deeper on our list.
You want to have fun experiment. I'm always telling you to look at things, close your eyes, put your hand over an eye, doing all this crazy stuff. Let's do an experiment right now and look at the deep lip print compared to the warm lip print. Now, if you go back and forth with your eye, you will see two different colors. Yes? Do you see it? Looking at the deep, it looks richer. It looks like it's got more color. When you move over to the warm side with the warm background behind it, it looks grayed out. Do you see that? So once again, this, and I keep trying to make this point, and maybe I'm overemphasizing it, but depending on your own coloring, the lipstick shades are going to change. And what you see in the tube is not necessarily going to be what you see on your lips.
Right.
And so here's a perfect example of how if you're deep and the lipstick is sitting on you and you're deep, it will have more clarity, more color than if you're a warm skin tone and the lipstick is sitting on you, where it starts to look grayed out.
Right.
A little bit muted, very muted. That's not to say that you can't wear it, but it's a choice you make. It will look browner than if you're deep, where it will look a little more reddish, but not red.
Right. So we've done deep, warm. Now moving on to soft versus clear. Of course, there's not a lot of vibrancy in this color, so it's going to fall on the softer side of the spectrum.
Very much so.
So again, this shade is something that I could wear.
But another interesting point is these two, if you look at the soft background versus the warm background, those shades don't change dramatically.
Nope, not too much.
Isn't that interesting? That means that they're it is equally warm and equally soft.
And then moving on towards British red. Is British red a common thing?
Yeah, it's the color of the flag. They have we were there.
But I thought it was like red, like just a normal fire engine red.
No, it's a little bit warmer than the fire engine red. And you see it a lot. Like I said, it's on the Union Jack. Sarah and I were over there a few years ago.
A while ago. I was there a couple years ago. We didn't go.
You were there more recently.
Yes. Kind of like in there. I mean, it's not too deep. It's not, well, it's deeper than it is light. Obviously, somebody who's a light person wearing this shade, it would be very punchy. So it falls a little bit on the deeper scale. The cool thing about this, if you notice, Sarah has shoved it over toward warm because it is a little bit warmer. And it's not that warm.
It's not, but it's very clear. Now, that the sort of the hump or the difference between warm and cool, if you moved it just into cool a little bit, then it would be fire engine red.
Right.
So so people go, how can you call red a neutral? Oftentimes they say, how can red be a neutral? Because red can fall exactly between warm and cool.
Right.
So we're not saying that it's brown or black or gray or beige. We're saying it falls directly between the red, the most neutral of all reds, falls exactly between warm and cool. But this one tips a little bit toward warm.
Just a little bit.
Our fire engine red here in America, the color of our fire engines, tips a little bit toward cool. But they're both very clear.
Right. And then next we have bronze coin. I'm not sure this looks like a bronze coin, but
yeah, the naming conventions we're not even gonna comment on.
This does fall a little bit on the lighter side, and then of course a little bit on the cooler side.
Just a touch.
Just the slightest little bit.
It's very soft.
Oh yes. Our first lipstick we did, wasn't it light, cool, and soft?
Yes.
All right, so same kind of person.
But it was very cool and very light.
This one's more.
And the soft factor wasn't quite so intense. So okay. It was a little more toward clear. Mm-hmm. Now, once again, I'm going to do that thing with you where if you look at the lip print on the light, and then kind of focus on the lip print on the cool, light, cool. See how the color changes?
Yeah.
I mean, dramatically.
And they're all the same swatch.
Yes, because sitting there on cool, it looks warm, does it not? Mm-hmm. And sitting there on light, it looks as it is. And sitting on soft, it kind of disappears because it is soft, truly soft. But this, once again, it demonstrates once you put the lipstick on your lips, whatever characteristics you have, they are going to influence the color of the lipstick on your lips.
Right. And then moving on, I kind of like this shade.
I like it too.
Isn't it unique?
Yeah, it's perfect for me, once again, because I'd like a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, if you were going a little bit deeper, you do love to wear browns. And it's hard to find a cool, deep, soft brown. So this is perfect. Just a little bit on the deeper side. Just a little.
Just a bit.
Smidge. On the cooler side, just slightly there. This is such like a slight. The only thing where it really shifts is from soft to clear because this is very
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So this is a really good shade for you. I actually would see you wearing this very often. Now, caramel latte. I do not see you wearing this shade.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I would definitely not wear this shade.
Now we have a light, a warm, and a soft. So this shade, of course, looking right at it, I think we can instantly say falls on the lighter side. This has a little bit of yellow to it.
But you know what really strikes me about this particular shade? It's very much a nude. Yeah. It's like a nude skin tone, not a nude lip tone. Because your lips normally have more color in them, obviously, than your skin, depending on the tone of your skin. But here's a case where if your skin is medium to light, this color could look an awful lot like your skin, which means it could kind of make your lips disappear.
Like when you do your foundation, you get it on your lips, and your lips just.
But that's a trend. Mm-hmm. Some people, like I know Kim Kardashian, who is a deep. Is she a deep?
Yes. Kim
Kardashian, who's a deep, makes a point often of wearing a nude color lip. Mm-hmm. And this, I could see something now on her because she's a deep, this might come off as too light, but you get my point here. It's here's kind of a nude.
Right.
Now, personally, I would probably, if I were a warm person and I were going to wear this, I would wear it on the inside of my lip. Maybe put a deeper color and then use this more toward the inside to create fullness.
Right.
But there are people who like the nude lip.
If you are somebody who is very light, very warm, warmish and very soft, this would look good on you. But this is a tough shade to pull off for everyone else.
Yeah, because I was thinking of the warmest, lightest person that we've looked at in depth is Tilda Swinton. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't know.
But
It just doesn't have enough. I think it's too. I think it would deaden her a little bit. We'll look at that. But anyway, it's here. We put it out there.
I think the person needs to be a little bit more neutral.
Yes.
I think they need to be light and a little bit neutral.
Yeah, very.
In the middle. And this one I'm not a huge fan of. I'm going to be honest. All right, cinnamon toast.
That's all you.
Love this color.
I knew it.
So falls within the deep category. You probably guessed it. Falls on the warm side because you have that. It's more of a yellow brown instead of being a blue brown. Like a cool rose pinky brown would fall on the cool side. But this one, since it has more of like a redder yellow base to it, it's going to fall slightly more on the warm side.
She says, however, do our trick again and look at warm versus soft. And notice that on the warmer side, it looks warmer. Yep. And on the softer side, on the soft band, it looks browner maybe and more muted, which I think is really interesting because backgrounds are we should do a whole show on the importance of the background and what's behind a color in terms of how the color reads.
Right. And then this one is going to fall slightly more on the softer side because it's not punchy.
Yeah, it's definitely muted. Yeah. Remember, we're thinking about something when the pigment comes right out of the tube and it, is the color, then that is clear. But when you start adding, like in this instance, there's been some black added to it and it's been grayed down a little bit. Right. So it's more muted.
Mm-hmm. Next, we're moving on to classic wine, which is a little in between light and deep. It's kind of sitting there.
Yeah, but naming convention-wise, this doesn't say wine to me. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, you're right. This is more of a pink. Warm to cool. This one falls on the cool side. And then soft to clear. This one's a little tough.
Yeah, it's not the clearest of shades we're going to look at today, but it's got clarity to it. So
a little bit.
You don't have to worry too much about, if you're... And what I think is interesting about this shade is that when you're dealing with somebody who may be deep, cool, and clear, say Megan Fox.
Yes.
This could be... I know she tends to wear bold reds.
Right.
But this would come across on her as more of a rosy,
right, it would.
Deep rose kind of thing, a softer look.
Mm-hmm. But if you go the opposite, it would come off as a pretty bold shade. So it kind of falls right in between, I guess, because we have in between the light and the deep and in between kind of the soft and the clear. Next, we have Divine Wine. Look at this beautiful shade. So we know this is a deep shade. Just by looking at it, you can see how much depth there is to this one. But warm versus cool, this is going to fall more towards the cool side. And then, do we have a lot of clarity here? Or is it
Not
muted?
So you want to hear something crazy? I own this one, and I wear this one. And I know that it's way over on the deep side, but I wear it with lip gloss. And when you wear a shade, another fun fact.
Deep shade.
A deep shade. And if you say, oh, I bought the shade, it's too deep for me, try it with lip gloss. You can try it with clear lip gloss, and that will diffuse a lot of the depth. Or you can try it with something like Buxom makes a lip gloss called White Russian.
Yes, and you do love your White Russian.
I do. So deeper lip colors, sometimes I wear White Russian on top of it, and that just kills the depth. But you still have, I don't take my lip gloss all the way out to the edge of my lip, so I still have the color, and then the White Russian in the center part of my lip makes my lips look fuller. So
next we have Fairest Nude. Of course, falling on the light side pretty easily, moving towards that cool side, and then finally ending up on the soft side as well. So this is a shade that you could wear pretty easily.
And would. I would. Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I feel like we've been doing a lot of cool shades.
It's all about me today.
I know. I feel
for a
like
change.
These are all really cool shades. Oh, speaking of cool shades, now we're totally flipping the script. We're going to go warm now with Ginger Spice. falling on the deep side. Did we have any light and warm shades?
Yes.
We did? Okay,
The one
good.
we talked about for Tilda Swinton, but we didn't love it for her.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what happens when you have light and warm? You have spring.
Right.
And we have told you and apologized in many instances that it's very hard to find great spring lip color.
It absolutely is. So Spiced Ginger, deep, warm, and because this is kind of falling, it's a bit more muted, so it is going to fall softer.
Yeah, it's very soft.
Right. But it's still a beautiful shade for anyone like me or that falls within deep and warm and that wants to go a little bit on the soft side. So perfect shade. I really love this one, and we end it with a shade for me, even though we've been talking about you all day, all the soft and
what
cools.
Can I say? No, but like, that's Four Seasons wise. We have had shades for deeps, we've had shades for lights, we've had shades for warms, for cools, for softs, and for clears.
Right, whatever your actual dominant characteristic is, we've definitely covered you. Hopefully.
And that's one of the reasons why all of you Four Seasons girls and men, we really wanted you to embrace the 6 dominant characteristics, because it takes us a bit further in terms of our ability to color analyze people with precision.
I just scrolled back and I only saw a couple clears. So hopefully our next segment of this has more clears as well. We need to find some clears and some warm, bright shades.
We will try, but what I will tell you is that the industry tends to move in the direction of best sellers. And since 1980, coming up to right now, or the 80s, coming up till now, neutrals, browns, things that lean toward browns, things that lean toward neutrals have been in the bestseller category. Things that have orange base, like light and warm, have not.
So I hope this was helpful. I really thought, the way we laid it out with the 6 different dominant characteristics, putting the lipstick swatches so you could see how it kind of falls. I mean, even doing this exercise myself and dropping these actual lipstick prints where they belong was really helpful for me. So I hope you seeing it was helpful for you. I had so much fun doing this. I know it's so nice just going through the different shades and possibilities that we have. So let us know in the comments what you thought, if you liked this video, and if you'd like to see the rest of the lineup done.
Oh, we're going to do the rest of the lineup.
So thank you for joining us today. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.